welcome back to the Cardmarket Online Summer Regionals for the Dragonball Supercard game. I am Scott Sedman, and I am joined by the one, the only, the man, the myth, the legend, Senzupop Melvin Hansa.
Woo! I'm adding some sound effect.
I love it. Absolutely love it.
All
So
right,
we have an amazing matchup for people this round, Melvin.
Yes, correct. Definitely something that Scott, when you mention about this leader, I can hear the excitement coming out from you. Like it feels like it's tangible. I can touch it.
It's so refreshing. We're here in round 2 with a Dr. Weira that won round 1 in the Supreme Rivalry meta. And we see the Dr. Weira's lab starting in play. Guys, this is one of the leaders that has an alternate win con in the Dragon Ball Supercard game against a really tough Vegeta and Babidi. Like, this is going to be a battle, and I cannot wait to see it unfold.
Yeah, but this is going to be a very interesting matchup. The reason is this. It's the ultimate aggro against the ultimate defense.
Yeah, can the unstoppable force move the immovable object? That is a giant laboratory on a TN mat, which is looking that Dragon Ball Legends Shikishi style looks great. And we're seeing a multicolored charge turn 1 against Vegeta and Babidi. That's bold.
That is really bold. But that he has to take that risk, right? Either he's going to charge the multicolor card in turn 1, or he's going to charge it in turn 2. Which I argue maybe let's charge it in turn 1. We're not too sure about that. Let's see how it goes. Majin Vegeta, guys who are new to this card game, he is a very aggressive leader. What do you mean by aggressive? He can take your life down from 8 to 4 in just an instant. So this is something that you have to be careful of. And but unfortunately, Dr. Willow, coming from the older set, he thrives on doing multicolor. And one of the things about multicolor is that the game tends to be longer. And for the turn 1, usually they charge a energy that needs to be tapped. So he needs to tank this, and hopefully he's able to do it.
And see, we're seeing the first swing of the game here. Vegeta and Babidi going in for that strike. And taking the life there. Getting the draw. Majin Buu the quickening. Also, imagine quickening. No Boo just yet. He's inside though. He's inside. I'm so excited to see what Cross Spirits adds to this deck.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, guys. Cross Spirit has just been reviewed, and yesterday, right? And we know that for the green cards, it is going to be the Majin Buu Saga. So from what we saw so far, it seems that there is definitely a lot of support for older decks. And for green, they chose the Majin Buu Saga. So most probably this deck, it's going to get a little bit of boost coming from Cross Spirit, the new set. So we're kind of looking forward to it.
We have seen a super rare Gohanks. No, that's completely different. A Gohan Buu, which I'm excited to see what that does. Obviously, we don't have the text. I much prefer when Bandai don't show the text of the cards in the trailers because it gives us even more things to be hyped for.
At least for content creators, we have more things to talk about.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe for players, be like, we want to know what to do, but we're like, oh boy.
All right. So the Dr. Willow player. Do you want to talk a little bit about the Dr. Willow's lab?
Yeah, so essentially, I mentioned that this leader is alternative win con, which is outside the standard of I will beat you down from 8 life to 0. It's all about, and as you see there, perfect timing. Thank you, player, for putting cards underneath the laboratory. And when you get to, is it 14?
17, I think.
17, okay.
Hold on, let me check.
It's been a while since we've played with set 8 cards. Although there is quite a few set 8 leaders in the tournament today. When you get to a certain amount, you can win the game. And that's just awesome to me. The problem is it takes a while to get underneath it, and the deck utilizes the revive keyword, which is essentially when it dies, you can discard a card from hand to bring it back.
Wow.
And we do see that there with the Dr. Weira already on board. That does have revive, and I believe that was blocker as well.
So it's a revive blocker.
Yep, and we're seeing that now.
Okay, so I was actually correct, so I'm kind of proud of myself. It's 17 cards.
Yeah, nice one, dude.
Yep. So there is a lot of bot control coming from Dr. Willow because he kind of needs it. So here we go. He chooses it to block, and it comes back because he discard. Oh, this is such a great play because if he discard that card, it's going to come back as another blocker.
Yep, and that's just really strong. That is an expansion card that was desperately needed for that deck. Like, absolutely changed the deck around when this card was introduced. And oh, there goes the bean.
The question is, do you play with the Dr. Willow's deck when it was around?
I tried to.
Mm-hmm.
It just really wasn't my style. I tried to make a
Mm-hmm.
revive deck. Like, I loved it. Ooh, and now we are seeing the power of
Mm-hmm.
the one drop Demagogue Unison. This opens up so much. He's putting one underneath just to
Wow.
get that
Okay.
extra marker.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so not only that, it can plus itself to get a 10k power for the turn. It basically means Dormant is live. Charismatic Villain is live. Oh, and there we see the shredding Vegeta, which is that's a nasty card. That's a nasty card.
Yep. The thing about this Demigra, it has so much utility, right? It's almost impossible to be removed from the board because every time you could remove a marker, you could take a life instead. And the best part about that is if your opponent goes for double strike onto your Demigra, you can actually choose one card from your life and one marker. So you could even negate the effect of double strike and triple strike onto your Demigra, just like that. So this card, so much utility. And the best part about this card, it's like what Scott says. Charismatic Villain, the one of the most powerful counterplays in the card game right now. It's online, and also Dominant Potential, one of the most
Ooh,
powerful. We cannot say negate, but what would you defensive cards, extra
counter
cards?
attack, right?
Yep.
It's but yeah,
Yep.
because it's not a negate. That's the important distinction there. And I
Hmm.
think we all too easily fall into it's counter attack, therefore it's a negate. As that as a shorthand. But yeah, the attack still continues, but you can limit your opponent to one more attack for that turn, which is really strong against decks that go wide. Um, and yes, and it also has the ability to pop tokens. So you know,
Hmm.
like that's just a nice little quirk of dormant potential. And
Nice
we are
little
seeing you awaken
free quack.
a free quirk. Get your quirks in, everybody. Um, I
And
just
yeah.
man, it's so great to see Doctor Weira. And that
Hmm.
Android 18, and that's three of his Demagogues gone. That's interesting.
Well, come on. Dr. Willow is never going to take the two markers away.
No, I don't think that should be the focus. Oof.
Okay, one of the most powerful thing when it comes to also, well, we do have quite a bit of issues here in it for the Margin Vegeta deck because usually if you're playing for the long game, for example, like Kinko, you want to play for the long game. You want to keep maybe Kinko is not a good example here, but for example, a deck that you want to play for the long game, you keep your life count high, so Demigra can actually tank it for you. However, in this case, it's very different because when it comes to Majin Vegeta itself, Majin Vegeta, for every single action that he needs to do, he needs to take a life. So he needs to maybe really balance it out. Whether does he wants to keep the Unison alive by taking his life, or he wants to use his life for his Majin Vegeta action so that he can end the game really fast.
Yeah, it's going to be a balance, especially coming up against a deck like this, which is so rogue. Definitely not current meta. Like I don't envy the position this Vegeta plays in right now. So we're seeing the use of the 7 mechanic there to get the draw, which is
Mhm.
basically the Overlord mechanic to put a 7 on the bottom of your deck, and then get a draw.
And he is going to be popping the ball to play a 3-drop Margin Buu from the deck.
Come forth, Majin Buu.
Yeah, that's a little bit dramatic. Most probably the sound is like pop.
And there is the 20k swing from the. Oh, no, no. Yeah, I just reading the effect, I guess.
Okay, so 20k swing from a free swing. Anyways,
So we shall see. We shall see what it's got. Yep.
did he
Uh,
block it? What
no,
happens?
I think it
Oh,
KOs a
the
3 or
effect.
less one.
Okay. So a
So this
20k swing against Dr. Willow, and Dr. Willow is down to 5 or 4 life.
it looks like 4.
It looks like 4, right?
Yeah.
Very interesting placement, actually. Usually people go like 4, it's actually in a row.
Oh, and there's the ball. Ooh.
Yep, so this plays along with the Dragon Ball Heroes mechanics, where the Dark Dragon Ball went to look for all this villain. Oh, wow, a very interesting choice over there for his
Yeah.
4-drop.
This crazy ultimate deck Majin Buu there.
Mm-hmm. So a very, very powerful 4-drop. It's in the board right now, and this card itself, it's both aggressive and defensive, because when he is in rest mode, there is some special things that he does, because when your opponent attacks your leader card, they have to choose 2 cards in their hands and discard it.
So he's building up his defense here. This is almost reminiscent of the strategy you put out with the Boo Slug Slug. Or was it Slug
Defense.
Slug Boo?
Yep. Correct. So what happened here? It's a lockdown. So what I like so far, it's this guy himself. It's a no joke though, because I think he is a triple striker. Let me
It's
check.
been a while.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes. So this is a 25k triple striker that swings on Dr. Willow. Dr. Willow is tapped out. Dr. Willow does not have any energy left. Dr. Willow has only 3 lives, and he's gonna go for it. Oh
yeah.
no.
Like, there's the 30k from the.
Hmm.
Yeah. Oh, no. Oh, no.
But you know what's gonna save him though? A lineage, because Dr. Willow can untap.
True, true.
So let's see whether is it an overcommitment. But I also need to check.
If there's a heroine's lineage here, that is hype.
Yep. So let's see. Let's see. Okay, he is going. The Margin Vegeta player, Mark Pico, it's going in for the game,
He doesn't
and
get the
he
Boo
is
here, so
gonna
that's good.
untap the 2 energy. And what is he gonna do?
Come on, drop
Come
that
on, show
heroine's
us.
lineage. Oh,
Okay.
oh, okay.
I don't think he has it though.
Yeah, you would think you just drop a heroine's lineage there.
Yeah, correct.
Uh, putting a card on the bottom of his deck.
Hmm.
Whew.
This card is very good defensively, but for game ending wise, it's not exactly
We're already
something
seeing him
that you need.
potentially tapping here, which is not great.
That 1 energy. Oh no, I don't think he has it. This is game.
Yeah.
Or maybe he's trying
Unless
to.
there's an arrival here. Oh, there's a bean.
Okay. No, he doesn't have it. He's counting. Oh no, he really doesn't have it.
No. Oh, what a
Yeah.
shame.
Yep.
Because that's
This
only
is too high.
5k from the Android 16.
All right. I think Dr. Willow did really put up a good fight. Unfortunately, he is up against a deck which is extremely, extremely aggressive. I
Yeah.
didn't see the Lot Slug coming in though.
Yeah, that Lord Slug player, super, super amazing. Seeing 2 super combos. Wow. Unfortunate there. Unfortunate. The Boo removing the blocker. That's what it was. Oh.
Okay.
Oh. Okay, no,
It's
it
not
was
gonna
definitely
work.
game.
There's no chance there. There is really,
Okay.
really no chance
Fair
over
enough.
there.
Fair enough. Um, a valiant effort by Dr. Luira, but showing King Vegeta having that offense, defense. It's just a really good leader, especially in the best of 1 format, right?
Yes, but I think a lot of people, when it comes to preparing for best of 1, they are prepared for those that what they see in the meta, and also against very aggressive decks. They are prepared for that. However, best of 1 also lends itself for road decks, for example, like Dr. Willow. I would say that he did put up a good fight. Unfortunately, it is also against a deck which is so difficult to deal with. Does he have a chance though? Do you think? Does Dr.
I,
Willow has a chance in this
I
format?
mean, he's now got the loss, so he's X1. Can he make that up? I'm going to be following him throughout the tournament. Hopefully, he doesn't drop. Like I, if nothing else, we featured a set 8 leader in a set 13 meta. That's, oh man, it's why I love Dragon Ball so much. Y-
All right, all right. So we saw the power of Majin Vegeta against the power of Dr. Willow, a very aggressive deck against a very defensive deck. So this is a very interesting interactions between the both of them. Unfortunately, Majin Vegeta, or fortunately or unfortunately, depending on which side are you on, Majin Vegeta takes the W this time round, and Dr. Willow has to take the L. This is the whole card game. So there's going to be winners, there's going to be losers, but I'm glad that we do have a match to see. And if you guys are still with us in the chat, just let us know what are some of the decks that you want to see, especially with the new meta when it comes to BT13. Is there some decks that you want to see? We have, there's a lot of King Ko, I saw, right?
Yeah, lots of King Cold, a few Mechis. Uh, not seen any Bardox yet. Kind of disappointed you letting my Bardox crew down. But I have seen a King Vegeta as well. So who knows? Who knows what we'll get going into those top tables towards the end of the day. We do have over 200 players today, so that means a guaranteed 8 rounds, almost 9. Who knows, depending on what happens today, because it's been crazy already. We've seen Dr. Weaver, man. I will not. That's part of my casting highlight reel right there. Casting Dr. Weaver in 2021. Melvin, you asked me earlier what I thought my favorite card, or the best card of Supreme Rivalry was. I answered with Go Hanks as an underrated pick. Do you want to tell me yours while we've got the lovely folks here?
Okay, actually, I'm gonna do a video about this. So,
Oh,
I'm gonna say what I really think the best card is. Okay, maybe what I would do is the low key best card that everybody has access to. Do you know the Deburah, the black Deburah?
the hand control one.
Yes,
The
correct.
anti-hand control one, I should say.
That card is so good. I think
Yeah,
if there's a best of three format, that card should be in everybody's deck.
it is almost certainly an amazing staple sideboard. Like hand control ever comes back, there you go. It's not as oppressive as we saw with like Tau Pai Pai. I think it's in that nice sweet spot. And yeah, so I really agree that's a great card to pick up. And obviously, as you said, it's accessible for everyone. It's low rarity. It's a great choice.
It's a black card, and you can put it into every other people's deck. You brought up a very interesting point that this is not mercenary Tau. What I like about this new trend of card design, if you realize, is that they actually designed the card not to punish the other players for playing what they play. They incentivize the player playing against a certain matchup. So right now, in the past, when you have mercenary Tau, what happened is if your opponent plays hand destruction, what's going to happen is they are going to get punished for it. However, right now with this 3-drop Deburah, so what the Deburah does is that if your opponent, if that card in your hand is discarded by your opponent's skill, you get to play that card. It's a 15k that you can swing, and you get to draw 2 cards. So could you imagine you play 2 of them, you get to draw 4. So you don't punish your opponent for playing what they choose to play, which is hand destruction, but you incentivize the guy who was playing against hand destruction to give him some advantage if he plays it correctly, if he puts in the card. So I really like this new direction that it's going, because unlike a lot of other card games, you know what this card game cannot do? You cannot change your leader. And if your leader is hand destruction, what can you do?
Yeah, totally true. I really like that approach. Bandai have proven throughout the Unison Warrior series that they're listening to community feedback. They look at those surveys, they look at what content creators like you and me say, and yeah, like they are really adapting to what we want in the card game. And I think that's really prevalent, especially going into the next set where it seems to be a more rather than adding a bunch of cards to the card pool, it's supporting all the themes. I mean, Hirudegon support, Cross Spirits. I'm very excited for Cross Spirits.
And also the
Red
4-drop
U11,
Jiren.
yeah, Red U11 supporting that Divine Multiverse support, which was so out of place when that was revealed. But
Mm-hmm.
now they're trying to bring it into the fold. So I'm excited to see where this goes.
Yep, definitely. One of the highlights that I want to mention regarding yesterday's announcement for the new set is that Bandai actually it's looking into the mechanics right now and said that okay, maybe this card game has too many mechanics coming out too fast. It is very difficult for players to join, like new players who wants to learn, because everything is live. There is no blocks. You have to pick up and know every single card, every single mechanics. They kind of understood that, and they said that, okay, they're going to slow it down and they're just going to take the current mechanics and just improve on it, as we see from the new Unison. So that is just a very small part that they mentioned, but it kind of shows you that the card makers and the game designs team, they're actually listening and they know what is going on. So they said that they're looking at it, and hopefully something is done in that area. So, newcomers can join the card game more easily.
Yeah, Cross Spirits is the perfect time. Two new starter decks, one of them being a reboot. Some of the most fan favorite characters. Lots of great stuff there.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so this is game number 2, and we're going to take a short break, and we are going to game number 3. So guys, if you are there in the chat, let us know your feedback. If you want to chat with us, Scott and I will be monitoring the chat. And we're going to take a short break. See you guys in game number